Hi YouTube, Art here again with another audio video. In today's video, we're going to talk about some silent changes and hotfixes that they released for the audio, specifically for audio mixes since Verdansk has dropped. We're also going to cover how you as a streamer or content creator can record relatively normal gameplay while having the tune in your headset. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. What y'all are hearing right now is the audio mix that I typically have recommended in the past in-game. It is Treyarch mix. This has been the most balanced and the least harsh in the past, but since they have issued those hotfixes which did make the audio mixes change, I have been playing around with headphones bass cut. And as you can tell, listen to the rumble in the background, it's a lot thinner sounding. Let me go back. Treyarch mix. Headphones bass cut. Now let me show you guys what rounds down range sound like. So this is Treyarch mix. Lots of body to the AK. Now the HDR, a big thunk on the HDR. Right, so what we'll do now is we'll switch back to headphones bass cut and we'll listen to the AK. A lot thinner sounding. Some people might not like this because it's gonna sound a little bit more metallic, but in my opinion, it is a lot less overwhelming on your ears, and when you're playing for a long time with streaks going off in planes, it's gonna make a big difference. Now let's hear the HDR. A lot thinner, a lot lighter on the ears. Now, this will remove some of the thump in the background for footsteps, but it also removes the rumble from streaks, the rumble from the infill plane, the rumble from cars driving past you, cars you're driving in. And this lack of clutter, this lack of rumbling of your headphones, I find to be a lot easier to pick out details that matter, like footsteps, mantles, parachutes, so on. In a second here, we'll hop into game and I'll show you what the two audio mixes sound like when you're getting clustered and how different they are. Y'all can decide for yourself because this setting is such an easy thing to switch. I would give headphones bass cut a try. I would try headphones and even Treyarch mix. But as you can tell, when I go back to these other mixes, there's like this jet engine rumbling that comes in the background. And I really think headphones bass cut just eliminates that and helps a ton. Before I hop in game and show you how those clusters sound different on the different audio mixes, I did want to just take a second and go over things. I caught you. Please listen to this. There is no separate tune for Rebirth. Rebirth has adapted the same audio system that this map uses. It is the same audio system across the board for Warzone. It's just that Rebirth is glorified multiplayer. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of streaks. The announcer's always yapping. And ever since they had that botched release during BO6 with the audio has never really been the same as to when we had it in MW3. So I think it's just a much poorly designed audio map. Got to give it a break. I promise you this tune works fine. You just got to give it time. It has been vetted by a lot of Rebirth sweats. The other thing I get told a lot is, Art, the chests are loud, the cars are loud, the environment sounds are loud. Chests are going to be loud, as I talked about in the prediction video, because they have moved from that shimmery, shiny sound back down to the kind of rumbly hum. That's where footsteps are. That's going to get boosted. You got to pop the chest to hear sometimes, and it's really not that bad if you set your volume correctly. Another thing that happens is the environmental sounds in the background. Because the tune lifts up quiet sounds, it's going to lift up the birds, the wind, the grass, and that's just part of it. Give it time and you'll get used to it. The same goes for gunfire in the distance. Even without the tune, you can hear somebody shooting across the map. The tune just kind of amplifies it, and because of some of the compression that's going on, it can make it sound much closer than it is. Again, give it about a week to play with. It can take your ears a long time to adjust, and you will come to like it. Besides environmental sounds, another thing that's lifted by the tune are distant gunshots. For whatever reason, even stock audio, you can hear people firing across the damn map. I don't know why they've decided to include that in the game. There's no way for me to adjust these specific things like streaks, like boxes, like the environmental sounds, like gunfire across the map. Beggars can't be choosers, really, and we're here to make quiet things louder. Along with that comes some other things that we don't really like. I do think the headphone bass cut that I showed you guys today does help a ton with that, but there's only so much we can do. So we're on the infill plane right now. We have headphones bass cut on right now. If I go to the audio settings and I switch it back to Treyarch mix, listen to how rumbly and like clustered that sounds. Now, if we go back and we switch it to headphones bass cut, it's still loud, but that deep rumble is no longer wrecking my ears. Okay, so we're in game right now. We're in Plunder. I am currently set to headphones bass cut, and we're gonna go ahead and cluster ourselves just so you can hear what it sounds like on this audio mix. Now we're on the Treyarch mix, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come out here, we're gonna cluster ourselves, come over here and listen to it, and you'll hear a huge difference. I'll switch it live now. This is Treyarch mix. Bass cut. So much less rumble. It kind of feels like headphones bass cut in game is doing more than just what a bass cut would do if I did an equalizer APO. It kind of feels like it's doing it at the engine level and really removes a lot of that rumbling out of samples before they even hit my tune. I highly recommend you try it out. Like I said, I've gotten rave reviews from creators and sweats that have been using it. Now we're going to talk about how to record or stream normal sounding audio while using the audio tune. I figured out this workaround while helping some people. It's really easy if you're on single PC. It's just a little bit more difficult if you're on dual PC. I have set up here just a basic scene in OBS with a game capture, which is what you should be using to record or stream your gameplay if you're on single PC, because display capture is terrible for performance. What I've also done is I've gone into properties for game capture and I have it set to capture audio beta. And what it's going to do is it's going to hook the audio from Windows before a lot of the equalizer APO stuff that we have done is applied. And you can see here, it's capturing the audio from the firing range. In addition to the game capture set to capture audio, I also have in settings, audio, my default audio Sound Blaster GC7 device added. This way, if I play back a browser, if I listen to proc chat or Discord, if I was single PC, it will also be captured here. Like I mentioned, enabling game capture audio grabs the audio in Windows right before it hits a lot of the equalizer APO steps. So while it will sound different for your viewers, it's not going to sound wildly different. It's really just going to remove the EQ for your headset that can make it sound really tubey for stream. If you're dual PC, you'll use my method, and it's just a little bit more difficult. We'll go to this audio cap only scene, which I have set up. I have added as a source application audio capture beta, and that's available as an individual source. Without even having to capture the gameplay visually, you can set the window to Call of Duty. Now you have to have the window open in the background in order to choose this from the dropdown. And then in properties, I have it set to match title, otherwise find window of same executable. If you don't set it to that, it's not always going to capture COD. Just like in the single PC setup, I do have my default device added here, so that if I listen to anything else on the PC, it will also capture it. The trick here is you have to go to advanced audio settings, and for each of the devices, the audio application capture and the desktop audio, you need to change them to monitor only. Once they're set to monitor only, you're going to want to go to your settings, and you're going to go to audio, and you're going to scroll down to advanced, and you're going to look for monitoring device. For me, I'm cloning to my Elgato 4KX capture card. So here, instead of having to connect a whole separate device, I can tell OBS to monitor those two sound devices, the application audio capture and my default desktop device on my capture card. What this means in simple terms is OBS on the game PC is listening to those devices on my capture card. So in a second here, we'll go over to my stream PC and we're to add a new input source that will be your game sound in OBS. If you don't have a capture card and you're using some other method like NDI or Moonlight to get your video over to the game PC, those network-based things can be kind of weird with audio. So I'd recommend getting an aux cable, running it from either your monitor headphone port or the motherboard headphone port if you're not using it, into the line in on your stream PC. And then you would choose that speaker's device. Let's just imagine default is the speaker's device, to send the audio out to the line in, and then we'll add that source as well over on the stream PC. If you're dual PC, you are not going to see any performance hit from just adding the audio application capture. You can even go to File, Settings, and you can set it to start minimized and always minimized to the taskbar instead of the tray, so I don't even see it as a little icon on my taskbar. I've added it to my startup apps as well, so this just launches when I turn on the PC. All it's doing is capturing the audio in the background and sending it over to the capture card, which does not affect performance at all. Now, I already have all this set up for myself, but I'm going to show you again from scratch. If we want to get the audio that the game PC OBS is capturing, we need to add the input, the audio input device that the audio is being sent to. So if you're using the capture card method like me, you'll hit plus, audio input capture. We're going to title this pass through audio test. We'll hit enter. And from the list, we're going to choose the Elgato. Now, I'm choosing that because in OBS on the game PC, I am monitoring the audio devices on my capture card. If you are not using a capture card and you're using that aux cable, this will probably be the line in on your stream PC. Once you have that selected, you need to make sure that use device timestamps underneath here is not checked. If this is checked, it'll try to sync audio to the capture card, and that will cause massive audio latency. And sync issues. Do not check that. Once that's done, you'll hit OK, and you can see here, you will have the pass-through audio test. Now, really quick so I don't mess up my recordings, I am going to take this off my microphone track so we don't get that all doubled up, and some other tracks here. And I'm going to hit close. And now if I come over to my game PC and I unmute the game, y'all can hear the game coming through. Once again, this is working because OBS on the game PC is capturing the game audio via the application, which happens way before a lot of the equalizer APO stuff happens. And it's also capturing my desktop audio where you will hear prox chat. The big plus of this is that, like I said, you're getting the audio pre-EQ, so it's not going to sound so weird for your viewers. And because it's a separate audio source, you can set the audio for yourself where you typically listen to it. For me, that's on the Go XLR. And you can set a separate volume for stream on the capture card input or the line input that you have added to your scenes. A couple quick things to answer a lot of questions that I get in the Q&As that I do every Sunday over on twitch.tv/art_is_war and now here on YouTube. A lot of people have been asking, hey, what if my headset's not on the list? Well, I'm going to link down below a YouTube tutorial. You'll have to kind of read between the lines. I can also do this for you in an appointment, which are also linked down below. But you can download the data from the RTings, which is a ratings website. They do frequency response analysis. And so if you're not finding your headset on the squig links, this is not going to be as accurate, but it'll be better than nothing. You can actually download the webpage and extract some data. So that video will be linked down below, as well as one-on-one appointments where I can help you with it. Now, if your headset doesn't show up on either of those, my best recommendation, check the IEM tier list, check some other videos on this YouTube channel, pick something that's on the list. The reason that your headset's probably not on the list is because it's probably not so great or it's a little dated. Updating is going to provide you a lot of utility in terms of sound in game. As always, like the video, it helps us out a ton. Subscribe and click the bell so you know when I upload another one of these update videos, probably around the season 3.5 reloaded update for ranked and whatever changes they might have. And next video you can expect on the channel is a headset review. Over the last couple of weeks and months, I've been sent a ton of headsets to test out. You know, I'm a big fan of IEMs for their price to performance. Nothing's changed there, but these headsets are going to be great options for people that just don't want something in their ears all the time. So make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss that video. I will be live on twitch.tv/art_is_war Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Sundays, we do the Q&As at 5:30 p.m. EST. So until I see you guys over there, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.